female rappers started to trend, because at least they were more unique with it, but there ended up being one problem. Women started getting tired of hearing every rapper talking about throwing it back and rapping about cooch. Also, the biggest female
I can't listen to, oh, my pussy pop, my pussy shit. Like,
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
yo, what up? It's Maj back at another video. Today we're about to be getting into a video by Tommy NFG, and the video is gonna be on music is kind of dead. I feel like it has been kind of dead, especially in the hip hop area. Nigga, we haven't had like a song like bust into the whole, like, I feel like top Billboard, and like a year, probably, like, I think a year ever since that nigga Kendrick released that fucking Not Like Us. Like, it's just been kind of stressful as a hip hop fan, but let's get into it.
music has been the pillar that's held up society and human connection for centuries. If I couldn't wake up and listen to my old Kanye tracks at the gym, or MJ tracks, and in my head think I'm sounding like him, but I sound completely nothing like him, then I probably wouldn't be as productive in my days. And from the 2000s to 2010s, every year felt like we had a certain music era going on. It felt special, like you could point out what genre was popping and what the media was focusing on. Now we probably have the most music ever recorded in human history, so you would think it'd feel way more special. But if anything, it's the opposite.
It
And a lot
doesn't.
of people have been talking about
I'm sorry, it really doesn't, because nobody can reach that pinnacle anymore, and like new artists, it's kind of hard, and like people that listen to it kind of just be like, "Oh yeah, new album come out." They just toss that shit to the side like it's nothing. Like, even though I gotta get out of that mentality too, because like somebody releases an album, I'll be like, "Oh, I'll release, oh, listen to it later," and I never kind of get to it. But when I'm listening in the car, then yeah, that's the only time I kind of listen to music, or when I'm at the gym.
this year, it's felt like it's only gotten worse every year. One genre that's probably facing its worst fall off ever is rap. And to me, since rap is the type of music I listen to the most, I feel very much qualified to talk about this. Anyone who was there for the prime SoundCloud rapper time from 2016 to 2020 already knows how much is diminished. In a weird way, it was actually a community back then. The wave at that time seems unreal compared to now, because I swear every week you'd have a brand new rapper pop up with a #1 song. Then you'd have the lyrical Lemonade video to go with it. We was eating good in that time. This isn't even counting the big three era of rap before this wave, with Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole running things. But they were also still dropping as well in that time, so you always had something going on. It seemed like in that moment, with that momentum, the hype would never slow. Also adding the fact that rappers basically determine how people would wear fits. And to this day, it's still kind of like that, but I would say it's dropped off way more. The whole hypebeast era, where every kid was begging their parents for a Supreme hoodie and skinny ripped jeans, came from people like Juice WRLD and Lil Uzi and X. One of the main reasons rap is getting burnt into the ashes now is that everyone is scared to be different. Back then, when you heard a certain rapper, you could immediately point out their sound and style, or even the way they rapped was unique. It would always be something changed with it. But now it's watered down for artists to try to sound like Cardi with maybe their own slight tweak. You could
Yeah, that's really been like a whole pinnacle. I think I watched a video by, the YouTuber Cameron on my own time, and he did like reviews on like underground rappers, and they were just all Cardi clones, or just overall terrible. So like the underground scene is really trying to take inspiration from Cardi, when they, so afraid to just do their own thing and get their own shit going on. I feel like it's just really fucking, it's really in the hole right now. Everybody's, the next like rappers coming out, it's not gonna be good. It's probably gonna be even worse than like 2017, where all of those yeah rappers are coming out. And I feel like those generation of rappers are doing well, did way better than the people that are coming out right now. Because at least they were trying to be different with shit. They may have dreads and shit, but like, nigga, at least they were trying to be different with it. Well, at that stuff at the time, but man, I still just feel like this shit is terrible now.
Tell me 5 new underground rappers that came out this year. Probably name some dumb shit too, like Triple Table 249 or Caramel Latte 2X. And I would not be able to point out who is what on each track. A lot of people say this is due to the access of certain music equipment being easier, so a lot of artists and people are using the same type of audio settings. If you look on TikTok, you can immediately tell that's what's going on too. And before someone says, oh, well, Tom, you don't do music. Yes, I know I don't do music. I understand it can be hard to make a certain sound or produce a beat. That's what makes it unique though. Like before modern music equipment and beat makers, each artist and producers had so much creativity because you had to be different and it took more skill. A lot of skilled artists know this and even stick with old music equipment, like Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars has been in the top 10 every year since 2010. He can always release a song and that gonna go crazy because he mixes old music equipment with new tech and it sounds good. It's a unique type of sound that other artists don't have, and that's why people like it. A lot of new age rappers now either don't have the skills to do that or don't care to learn. There's a reason why someone like Kanye
They really don't care to learn because like everything's like at a click of a fucking button, and I feel like everything's just becoming watered down is because they don't try no more. A lot of rappers don't try no more because I guess the scene they just after clout. I feel like they're just all after just the fame, and some people do not remember where they kind of came from, and some people just like kind of like l- don't. I feel like they don't love the music. I feel like they just want to just pop off and get famous. That's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of rappers back in the day like doing that, but at least they respected the craft, and that's why they're bigger artists nowadays.
is so timeless because he's mastered that craft and can transition between generations. And past 2020, that's probably the reason why male rappers started to fall off, but female rappers started to trend. Because at least they were more unique with it, but there ended up being one problem. Women started getting tired of hearing every rapper talking about throwing it back and rapping about cooch. Also, the biggest female rapper who basically put it on is now completely coked out and crazy. So that era dwindled by pretty quickly, and now we're at a stalemate. As of 2026 so far, you don't really have a new rapper that's popping up and taking the year by storm. The last rapper
And low key, we have a lot of some of the female rappers just making the most dumbest choices too. Oh man, I can't listen to female rap like time to times, but I listen to like some people like Rico Nasty and some of them, but like some people that put lyrics together good. I can't listen to oh my pussy pop, my pussy shit. Like I can't listen to all of that. I'm sorry, bro. Like some songs be catchy, but like I can't listen to all of that shit. But like and then some like outside of rap, they make some of the dumbest choices by having multiple baby daddies. You can say that something by the by the male rappers too. I'm not excluding them. Don't try to put me in the misogynist category, but like it's just some of the dumbest choices that like some of these female rappers be making. I'll call out the guys too for making those dumb choices by sleeping with the same women.
rapper I truly remember popping off in the mainstream was probably Ice Spice, and that was 2023 to 2024. Also, people are now realizing they don't really care to go to rap artist shows because most of the time it's overpriced as a lot of these rappers can barely get through half the performance without either passing out from all the lean they're having, or crashing out and fighting someone in the crowd then leaving halfway through. With other artists like pop artists, at least they try to give you a good show with visuals and stage performers. But moving on from rap music to music in general, something that's slowly ruining it is AI. Last year already, AI artists ended up being 10% of all music creators. Keep in mind that AI artists only started becoming a thing in the mainstream last year, so that's some scary numbers. In a span of 1 year, they took over 10% of total human music creators. Imagine 20 or 30 years. And you may be thinking, I don't listen to it and would never, so I'm good. Well, you might want to double check because you might have by accident. Yes, you may have been assaulted by an AI song and did not know. On TikTok since 2025, there's been multiple song trends that went viral that turned out to be AI. One of the biggest trends was a song called I Run by an artist named Haven. I can't play it here due to copyright, but I guarantee at least 90% of y'all probably heard this song on a TikTok. I personally don't know how people like it. It sounds spiritually Israeli to me, but it
I'm not gonna lie, I probably heard it in the fucking TikTok too because there's a lot of shit that just always pops up on my fucking feed and I don't know because everybody just likes to use like a lot of popular songs or like some, mainstream songs that people always like, have the thing of just using it if it's a trending ass sound on TikTok. So I probably heard that shit before. And I don't want to check it out. I'm disinterested in that shit.
Did blow up. The song has 2.1 million
Oh my
videos made
god.
to it just for reference. And when people started complaining, streaming platforms sniped that off their platforms, but the damage was done. When people listen to
Fucking
these AI
hell.
artists, it pushes out all other real artists that make music out the algorithm. Because these music platforms
Fucking
only
hell.
boost what's trending. Even though a lot of the younger generations may not listen to these artists, older generations don't give a fuck. They either don't know it's AI or don't care because they think it sounds good and they don't really have a problem with it being AI. When the We Are Charlie Kirk song came out, some of them genuinely thought it was a real song and poetic. It also doesn't help that you'll have AI artists pull a Shadow Clone no Jutsu, pop up and steal a real artist's flow and release songs. Because they can release unlimited songs and you best believe they'll have fans who will listen to it. An AI artist last year named Zanaya Monet charted on the Billboard charts for the first time ever. I fully blame Gen X and boomers for this because I know this was not Gen Z. I ain't never been in the car and my homie said turn on that Zanaya Monet. If you're in my car and you turn on any AI music,
That sounds like a fucking AI slop ass name. That sounds like a default ass name. Bro, like I said, I go back to this and I know that a lot of older people and a lot of like people just do not pay attention to like AI names or, actually search the artist because they'd be like, this song sounds good.
just know we're not getting out that car and that shit's blown up. Believe it or not, she, or should I even call it a she? It's a robot. She signed for $3 million to a record label. Ah, yes.
What?
The great morality of record labels. Instead of record labels paying their artists a livable wage, they can just find AI artists to produce unlimited slop and profits for them. The hilarious thing is, this whole drought of music being dead could be solved by record labels and streaming platforms. A lot of these artists don't feel motivated to make music anymore, knowing they're not going to get paid good from it. Streaming platforms get their cut, then record labels get their cut, and artists get the crumb of that. Because of that, a lot of artists have transitioned to being content creators because at least that will pay well. Oh, well, it should be for passion, not just profits. I thought that's what art's all about. Yeah, tell that shit to your landlord when you're 3 months late on rent and see what they say. It's simple science. While yes, the artists do love what they do, if they don't get paid fairly in a livable wage, they're gonna have to significantly drop the amount they do. And you can only tour so much in the year to make money, with that not even being a guarantee you'll make enough to survive for the year. So their best bet a lot of times is doing content and maybe streaming to at least have some income to survive. And the last thing I want to talk about is concert pricing. You know how everybody says, oh man, this next summer about to be so lit, we about to be out going to concerts, this 2026 summer gonna go crazy. Yeah, it's the exact opposite this year. We are staying inside for 2026 summer. You're better off navigating the American healthcare system than getting a normal price concert ticket in 2026. Not too long ago, I remember when I was in high school that people would chat with their homies and talk about whatever artist is performing in town, and everyone would save up working their fast food jobs to scrape enough to be able to go to the concert and vibe at it. That was before 2020. That dream is definitely dead now. At minimum for mid-tier artists, you're now paying like $200 for some seats. Every artist for some reason think when touring they're at the level of Michael Jackson to charge absurd prices. They would probably make more too if they priced it normally and not insane. I also think this is a direct correlation to why certain artists fall off. They start charging too much and people don't think it's worth it, which
I'm telling you, artists do not give a single entire fuck as long as they making money. And that earlier thing, I get it. You gotta pay bills. You gotta like worry about like how much you're gonna be making for the year. But like as an artist, you gotta not get greedy, or it's gonna be start of the end. You see it from a lot of artists. You see it from a lot of artists that are like just ungrateful. Like I feel like Perps, Smoke Perp. Oh my god, I almost fucking didn't remember that nigga name. Like he was ungrateful, well, in an entirely different way, because like he had like a few fans that were coming to his like concert, not concert, like this his little performance, and like he got like an ego, and like didn't pop out. He was popped out so late. Like if you're late to like a few fans, what happens if you know a miracle come by and you pop off again and you're on some bullshit like being late? Like you're not that important no more, my boy.
which kills their momentum over time. If they were smart and know how simple business works, you charge the cheapest prices at the beginning to get people hooked, then slowly up it so the people you got hooked will keep coming. That's either simple business practices or drug dealer practices. I don't know who I got it from, but it's one of those things. It's not just the artists to blame too, it's obviously the ticket vendors as well, who have hands down ruined concerts and made them hell. I don't know if it's just me, I would 100% rather go to how they did it back then when you had to physically buy the ticket at a counter, then wait a week or two for whenever the concert was and use the ticket. At least you weren't getting ripped off by random fees and price raises. Ticketmaster is still the worst at it, and they were getting sued by the government, which started in 2024. So people were cheering and happy, hoping a change could finally be done to the company, hoping they could have this terrible company stop their practices and break up their monopoly. But it turns out when you transition presidential administrations, things change. As of March 2026, they finished the lawsuit by paying a settlement and getting a slap on the wrist. 30 states were involved in this lawsuit, by the way. I guess it shouldn't be that surprising. The judge handling it directly said that the outcome was entirely unacceptable, yet they still don't care. We had like one chance to help with this, and now that's probably gone. Other states also didn't accept the outcome, so they decided to keep suing anyways, which is hilarious. You would expect with a federal lawsuit, states like to believe in the system and see it as concrete, so they would just move on. But this move was so stupid and blatantly dumb that states said, hold up. Nah, we ain't done. We run this back. I already talked about dynamic prices before, but that isn't helping also. It should 100% be an illegal practice. The scam is in the name. And a lot of artists also offer VIP packages for their concerts.
Man, I feel like if the fans or like these high end ass, white kids from the hills and shit in the suburbs, like I don't know how y'all gonna be gathering all those people to perform. And even either sometimes those fucking rich people don't really want to fucking be paying for all of those fucking tickets. And you expect the middle class to pay for all those tickets? You gotta be an ultra fan to just like go to a concert that costs a lot of money. Even for my favorite artists, I cannot go right now because I'm not dealing with that type of pricing.
Which are complete cap or ripoffs. You have a normal ticket for like 150, but the VIP package is 500. And for the $500, it includes that you're closer to the stage and get a free food and beverage. Probably a preheated hot dog and a warm Gatorade too. Ain't nobody want that. I don't understand why some artists offer these packages and they're not at the level to give something good. Anyways, that's gonna be all. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram.
Oh man. But this is a good video by Tommy NFG, but it points out a lot of cute things of why the like art and everything is just dead right now. People like artists get an ego, but on the other hand, you can somehow kind of get with them because like they need to get paid too, and a lot of shit always comes from like artists not getting paid, and that leads to their fall off, and that leads to them not wanting to make music. I sort of get it, but like at the same time, at least try to get with your fan base and try to think of like a good plan, because like both you guys need to benefit from this shit. And I feel like music has really deteriorated too, so I don't know what else to even say about that. I still listen to my favorite artists and I still listen to older songs, but like it's really hard for me to take the time to like listen to a whole album unless I really like an artist. But hey, if you guys enjoyed that video, go check out Tommy NFG and like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed my reaction. Go check out my other videos. I got another playlist, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. We're on the road to 450.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?